State of the Sun Devils with Jeremy Schnell, Jesse Morrison, and Damon Allred.
An Arizona Sports Podcast.
Hello and welcome into another edition of State of the Sun Devils alongside Jesse Morrison and Damon Allred. I'm Jeremy Schnell. A 38-19 victory here for Arizona State against NAU. Sloppy, I would say, Damon.
Sloppy for sure.
Yeah.
12 penalties for 93 yards, and it could have been more.
Yeah, and Kenny Dillingham said post-game that makes it so that they leave like 100 yards on the table, basically.
200.
Wow. That's incredible. It wasn't what we would have expected out of this game. Obviously, Jesse, you may or may not have them scoring 70 points today. I may or may not have them scoring over 50 points today.
Put me in that boat.
But guys, you like to see that they're 1-0. They're coming out of this game with a win. Just a lot of things to clean up, Jesse.
I thought I was thoroughly disappointed in ASU's performance tonight. There were positives. I'll get to the positives, but I think I have to start with the negatives because this is a team that wants to win the Big 12 championship, wants to go further than they did last year in the playoff, and shout out Brad Denny for pointing out this stat. The most penalties in a Kenny Dillingham coached game tonight for Arizona State. That was really sloppy on that end. Offensive line didn't hold up very well against an FCS team.
Something that we have been worried about. We've been talking about it for weeks now, that was going to be the key to this season. Keeping Sam off the ground, keeping him in the pocket. Listen, Sam did an amazing job running today. He had the 50-plus yard touchdown run. He had another touchdown run. He was able to make things happen. Obviously, that pick, a little eyesore on the stat sheet, but he had a good game. What concerned me, though, Damon, is the third down efficiency, 1 for 10 today, and the fact that, he was basically running for his life a little bit today again.
Yeah, and to make the offensive line matters worse, you see Maxi Onachor and Ben Coleman each go out with apparent injuries, and we'll hear more in the coming days about whether those guys will be missed more going forward or not. But for the line to have the issues that it did, and it was supposed to be at full strength coming into the season, I think that it left a lot to be desired. And, we saw Wade Helton down the stretch there because of, what went on with Coleman. But there was also, before even injuries happened, there were some bad snaps from Coleman, too. Like, there was one in the red zone where Sam had I think it was a 3rd and 4.
Led to a field goal.
Yeah, 3rd and goal to go from the
Sam
4
had to take a
and took a sack because the snap was just so off that by the time he collected the ball, the pass rush was already in his lap, it felt like. And so it's moments like that, the score could be dramatically different if things go just a little bit ASU's way more than it did. But, the way Kenny Dillingham credited at NAU, they do run a lot of really bizarre fronts, and it is something that ASU isn't going to see a lot this year. He made sure to note that we're going to make sure that we adjust to this so that people can't copy it and use it against us in the future.
Sure.
Which I think would be wonderful to see just because, teams saw what the ASU offensive line looked like tonight. If it's an FBS pass rush, it might have been way worse.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because they have to play, pick to finish last in the SEC, but nonetheless, an SEC pass rush next week, Jesse.
Yeah, they have to play an SEC pass rush on the road.
With the cowbells clanging.
Weird that they didn't bring them last year. Whatever.
I think that might just be a respect thing on the road. But, yeah, next week's going to be really hard, and it's going to be a lot harder than today. We've seen the Big 12 abolish their preseason poll because of what happened last year. ASU was picked last. This year, at SEC still doing their preseason poll. Mississippi State was picked last, and
wow, are you predicting an ASU type of run here for Mississippi State?
No, I'm not. I'm just.
Listen, Alabama was picked in the top 3 to finish in the top 3 of the SEC, and they lost today. So
I'm just saying that
we measly Florida State.
we don't really know what's going to happen. Again, I thought because of Kicker's post on Instagram, I thought ASU was going to come out here and dominate like we've never seen them dominate before. But apparently that's not how that works.
Yeah,
and
good game for Sam Hunsaker.
Yeah, and I probably should have known better. But I did want to go to a couple more of the negatives that I had.
And then we got to get to some positives.
We do.
Because we're doing a little doom, whatever you want to call it.
ASU did double up NAU.
They did. They did double up NAU at the end of the day. And the last touchdown that NAU scored was against ASU's backups for the most part.
Third stringers, arguably.
Yeah, so it was more of a 38-13 win to me than 38-19.
All right, negative, and then we'll get to the positives.
My couple more negatives were offensively. Last year we saw, and I'm not sure this is a bad thing or just is what it is, but it was a lot of Jordan Tyson tonight, which is great. He's awesome. He's amazing. He had an incredible game. And then it was a lot of Sam going to his running backs, which is what we saw last year. And there wasn't many options outside of Jordan Tyson and the running backs. And, if they were to lose a Jordan Tyson or something to injury, they're going to have to figure out how to throw the ball around more to more receivers. And I thought that they were bringing in some guys that were definitely going to do that, but tonight it was just Tyson, running back, Tyson. And then my other...
Well, we can say why Dillingham said that this happened. He said it's because NAU is a defense that doesn't really double-team guys, and so when you have Jordan Tyson in one-on-ones, it's pretty favorable to go to Jordan Tyson.
I think that's a logical thing to say, but I am just watching it as the season goes on. Like, I want to see
it's something that we'll need to pay attention to, for sure.
I think it's something that I want to
It's game one, though.
Yeah, I want to see more distribution. And then ASU's pass rush today, from the defensive line and linebackers in particular, didn't knock my socks off, especially in the
Elijah
first
O'Neal
half.
had a sack in the
O'Neal
second half.
had some good moments for sure in the run game as well. Keith Abney gave the team the first sack that it had,
and then Jordan
on a
Crook,
DB blitz with 17 seconds left in the first half,
which is great. You get a sack from an inside linebacker in Crook, and you get a sack from a DB in Abney, but you get one from the pass rush in Elijah O'Neal,
which makes
against the NAU offensive line that Jesse pointed out in our pregame show, kind of small.
They have a 285-pounder playing tackle.
Clearly, he's a pretty good 285-pounder.
That's true, but again,
he can move around well.
We've seen this ASU pass rush at times dominate in fall camp against ASU's offensive line, which
we kind of understand now. I think.
Which makes me concerned even more about ASU's offensive line, because now they go up against NAU's defensive line and they really struggle against them, while NAU's offensive line holds up pretty well against what I thought was going to be a dominant ASU defensive front. So I don't know.
Damon, let's get to Jordan Tyson, because he had an outstanding
game.
Pretty good player.
12 catches, 140.
Might be picked in the first round.
141, definitely, I think. I think we can say that.
If he stays healthy.
Yes. 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, that catch in the back of the end zone late in the fourth quarter was outstanding, but I think it was more of the intermediate passes that he got from Levitt, where he would get a pass, whether it was a screen or a slant, and take it for the first down when ASU was maybe behind the chains a little bit. That really helped and was key on second downs, because obviously they weren't good on third down today. But he was key in this game to make sure that ASU came away with a victory.
Jesse, you were talking about a stat before we started recording. What was the stat about some sort of animal you said?
Yak, which is...
How did Tyson do in this
yards
stat?
After catch. Jordan Tyson and Kyson Brown, Tyson, they both
Tyson Chicken.
The
Where's
law
your
firm of
NIL
Tyson
at?
and Kyson.
They both had, that's funny. They both had good yak tonight. Kyson had 67, Jordan had 66.
That's pretty good.
Very good yak for both of them.
Which, we talk about Tyson and these national expectations. Do you guys remember who the other two receivers were on that AP preseason All-America list?
Williams and Smith.
Williams and Smith. Do you know what Williams and Smith did today?
Not good.
Better
Smith,
opponents.
not good.
Better
opponents for sure. Smith, not good today. Williams left with an injury, I believe.
Oh,
yes.
No.
So just if we're going by week one, and obviously very different opponents here. But
so is he going to win?
Tyson,
is he going to be first team All-American? Is that what we're saying?
Bolitnikov?
Is that what we're saying? Bolitnikov, yeah, that's
it's in play.
Good shout.
It's in play.
I'm just pumping the brakes right now after what we saw tonight.
We have to be positive about something, dude.
I'm being positive. I'm just a little bit skeptical. Jordan Tyson was incredible tonight. I do want to point out another catch that he made. He was totally interfered on and somehow was able to make the catch. It was a relatively deep
Don't get me started on these refs, man.
Yeah, it was a relatively deep
show.
throw. And so, yeah, I mean, it was an incredible catch. It might have even been more impressive than his touchdown reception, which was incredible. So
the one in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the one in the fourth quarter.
This team might have a condition, which is Sam and Jordan carry them, and then the rest of the team kind of lagging behind a little bit. Do you guys feel any of that here?
I don't know if I would say lagging behind a little bit. I would
maybe not lagging behind, but those two a clear step above.
They're at a level that is beyond what ASU fans could have even dreamt of when they saw these two guys coming into the school last year. But
2 years ago for Tyson.
Yeah, but when you look at this team and the running game, though, Damon,
I was impressed.
I was impressed with Tyson Brown, and obviously I was impressed with
Raleek Brown.
Yes.
Goodness, we got to talk about Raleek Brown. Okay, so
man, that second touchdown would have been awesome.
Even before we get there, though,
yes.
The punt return that he had to start off ASU's day in a way.
That should have been a touchdown. He tripped.
It should have.
Yes.
The turf monster got to him.
Yeah.
And then he ends up scoring the touchdown on that drive anyway.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool to see Raleek Brown get in the end zone for the first time as a Sun Devil, knowing what he's been through with the injuries that he's had. And
Cam Scatterboot posted about it on his Instagram story.
That's very cool.
Yes.
We love to see.
Yep.
But just, the work that he's put into to put on roughly 20 pounds over this offseason, get better at going between the tackles. And we saw today just the way he was able to brush off contact like it was nothing at times. I think the way Raleek Brown played is maybe just as impressive as anyone not named Sam Levitt or Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of him. I'd like to see more of him in the screen game, maybe. If they can't get the running game going between the tackles, I think the next best thing is getting those really good receiving backs in Raleek Brown and Tyson Brown involved in the
Here's
screen
another
game.
lawyer team, Brown and Brown.
Brown and Brown, yeah.
No relation.
But with Sam, obviously, he had over 300 yards combined today with, obviously, the 52-yard rushing touchdown that he had. He had 73 yards on the ground.
We were mentioning the Bolitnikoff stuff, the Heisman stuff a little bit. Yeah. Arch Manning didn't have that great of a game today.
4 total touchdowns.
Sam Levitt had a pretty good game.
The blemish of the pick, really weird throw. I don't know what he was thinking there, but whatever. It's a pick. He'll move on.
It was the one that was telegraphed, right? Yeah. And maybe a little bit predetermined.
It was weird.
Yeah, he kind of walked. I felt like he walked off the field like, okay, that's a throw I'm just not going to make again.
Yeah.
Like an I know better kind of moment.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, guys. A lot of problems. They got to clean up the penalties.
Oh, my goodness. There's so much to improve upon.
Exactly. And we know the ceiling of this team because there's a lot of returners on this team, Damon and Jesse. And I think...
We're returners on the team, sick.
And I think that, obviously, Jesse, you brought up the stat that, they've never had this many penalties under Kenny Dillingham. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to fix that within this next week.
Yes, I want them to because as much as I hate bringing him up, it just gave me... It gave me
Don't
flashbacks.
Don't say it.
I'm going to say it.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to say
Dennis Erickson?
Close.
No, similar.
Vontez Burfict.
Well, I'm just going to say, gave me flashbacks
Dirk Cutter.
Gave me flashbacks to Coach with signature catchphrase of play to win game.
Correct.
Wait, but he played to win game. How could that be penalty?
Well, it was usually penalty. I don't know why.
It was usually penalty. But going into a game next week, hostile environment, SEC opponent, we're going to get into that in our preview next week, next Saturday before the game. But got to clean that up. No doubt about it. Fans were awesome tonight.
Oh, man.
Fans were great.
Record student attendance and a sellout for the Regs.
Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
It was great to see the fan base.
Over 50,000.
And almost like fully packed by kickoff, I noticed. Almost.
Still
a little bit on this side,
by the end of the first quarter it was, because I went down to edit Raleek's touchdown, and I came back out, and it was full.
So just in case you don't know this, but the tailgating's supposed to stop like 30 minutes before the game.
Oh, my goodness.
Not right.
People tailgating right next to the stadium on like that big parking garage. And I'm just like, what are you doing? There's a game going on.
There's a game. They were. I mean, sometimes I will say if ASU can really grow its culture here, there will be people that come out to strictly tailgate, which is great. Like
my uncle used to do that at Dolphins games.
That is something that people do.
I don't even know what tailgating is.
At big time college football programs. There's people that just go, that they don't have tickets for the game, or maybe they'll go and try to buy one from a scalper or something, but if they don't, they just hang out at the car with the wings and the chips and
with the Arizona Sports app streaming.
Which, by the way, if for some reason the TV or the stream online isn't working and you can't watch the game, be sure to tune into the Arizona Sports app and ArizonaSports.com, 98.7 HD2 today and ESPN 620 AM today. Just check, we'll have we'll update you all. All the games are on the radio too.
Yeah, with Tim Healy, who doesn't like
job.
Tim Healy.
Yeah.
But I before we get out of here, Jeremy, I did think I was a little bit too negative here, so I did want to talk about the running backs for a little bit. I was super impressed with what they did today. Tyson with over 140 total yards.
Fake punt?
Yep. He had over... Yeah, the fake punt. Yeah,
I turned to somebody on the sidelines when that happened. I said, okay, so they're giving away their fake punt play on the first game of the season.
Yeah,
that was a different one than their other fake punt.
I'm staying positive with this current take. I was really impressed.
Did you see how well Kenyon Floyd sold that?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, Kenyon Floyd, by the way.
Good day for Kenyon.
Really good day for him.
Other than the first punt. I feel like the first one was a little bit lackluster.
Get the jitters out, but it still went 39 yards.
All right, let's get out. We're doing too much here.
Yeah, but, over 140 yards for Kyson Brown. Raleek kind of ran a little bit like Cam Scadaboo. Not going to say he's Cam Scadaboo, but he ran a little bit like him. And then, you had Kanye Udo getting in there with a 19-yard run and a catch for 6 yards. How about that, Mr. Army triple option
Tripled
guy?
His entire career receiving total in one play.
Shout out that.
In one, minor play.
Awesome.
I think they'll be fine with the running backs and Jordan Tyson and Sam Levitt. I got concerns on other parts of the football field, but not with those three areas.
Like the pylon.
Yeah. Okay. That's going to do it for this edition of State of the Sun Devils. Thank you so much for listening and watching. You can find us on all forms of social media at AZ Sports Devils. You can find all of Damon's articles from tonight on the Arizona Sports app and ArizonaSports.com.
Presented by Y-Refi.
Again, ASU wins this one 38-19. For Jesse Morrison, Damon Allred, I'm Jeremy Schnell. We'll talk to you soon.
I am no longer picking 70-0.